Welcome back, everybody. I'm Elijah from Breck Latney on Air, the podcast for emerging artists. Today, we have our guest, Jfilt. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Peace, peace, peace.
Tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
Man, I'm just a content creator, man. I love making beats. I love showing people how to make beats. I just have fun with it, man. You know, that's pretty much it. And I'm just always sending that peace and positive energy, man. That's what I do.
Yeah. For everyone knows, I've been a huge fan of Jfilt for quite a while now. And, he's definitely helped me find inspiration. When you hit beat block and you need to find new ways to create music, Jfilt on his channel, he goes over different ways to make a beat. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So tell everybody a little bit about how you started making music.
I basically started as a kid, man. I started listening to my mom, who's a musician, and, she was the minister of music at my church I grew up. So there was always a piano in the house. So I just tingled around on the piano, man, basically. And, there was a show called Yo MTV Raps, for the youngins who might not know. I used to just try to mimic every last video that I heard, and just try to copy it and just develop my ear. So I knew nothing of sampling at that time. I just tried to mimic what I heard on the keys. That's it. And it just built up from there.
Okay. How did you find your direction for your music creating process? So yeah, you started with the keys, and now, it went from that to where you are now. How did you find your sound?
Basically, just, it was just a combination of listening to my favorite artists and, just really kind of using those techniques and just feelings that, just trying to create what I love to hear. It was like trying to figure out what was it about this certain music that I liked and just try to, do my own interpretation of that. That's basically what I did.
Okay. I mean, I feel like a lot of people do that, replicating, your favorite artist or your favorite producer.
Right.
It's not copying because you end up falling into your own pocket. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I tell folks all the time, it's like, you're the only person that can do you no matter what, so everyone, that's what makes us all individuals.
Yeah.
I can't do you, you can't do me, but we can have like little concepts and create our own sentences with, the same words, but we're all going to have different sentences. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I completely agree. I remember a while back you were doing like a sort of like a beat challenge thing, and you said a no trap policy. So just from your perspective, why do you have a no trap policy?
Okay, I'm so glad that you asked that question because I don't want people to get this twisted. When I say no trap, it's not that I am against trap music at all, because I rock with a lot of it,
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I've made trap beats. I've made a lot of trap beats, but it's just a preference thing for me. And when I say no trap, it's basically because of the We Do Beats community that was curated by, yours truly.
Okay.
And so when we got on the Facebook group, that's what it is. It's a Facebook group called We Do Beats, and it's for like-minded producers. And I just wanted to create something that was trap free because trap is everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wanted just a space where cats would be like, I don't want to worry about trap. I just wanted to do, just deal with the boom bap, the lo-fi, the soulful raw beats, underground, stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's all it is. There's no hate against it. And that's part of the model. We ain't hating. We just ain't doing that over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically where that came from. But I don't want anyone to get that confused.
Misconstrued, yeah.
I do not hate trap music. It's just a preference thing for me. I prefer because I can do both, and I commend a lot of cats that do both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to do, like everybody can't do trap and everybody can't do boom bap.
Yeah.
So it's just a preference.
And I agree. And I think where I stand with trap is, that's my generation. And, I like trap, but it's everywhere. It's in pop music. It's in R&B. It's in hip hop. Like it's really taking over the music industry.
Yep,
And
gospel, everything.
you know what I mean?
I've heard country trap.
Exactly. What
It's everywhere.
That little Nas track. It's getting a little crazy. I mean, like it's popular for a reason, you know, because it sounds good. But a lot of people aren't trying to find something different. You know, they're trying to follow this. It's like a set of rules that, you know, you have to make it sound like trap, or it's not gonna sell and stuff like that. But I like to see what people would do if they just, you know, made whatever, you know what I mean, just whatever off the top of the head. So another question I have for you is, where do you see hip hop going? From, you know, we were just talking about where it's at with trap, and, you know, with you making the beats that you do, where do you see hip hop going from your perspective?
Basically, I see where it's going now. It's continuing to evolve, man. So it's like, you remember how a lot of cats back in the 90s used to, I don't know how old you are, but, you know, like back in the 90s, a lot of cats were sampling everything in the 70s.
Yeah.
So nowadays you're hearing a lot of cats sample things in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just it's a cycle of life. So as time progresses, 10, 20 years, you know, from now, people are all going to be sampling things that's out now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a continuous evolution. So that's where it's going to go. And then another thing is, with the technology, that gives so many people so many different opportunities to create in their own way. And it's a lot easier now because you have so many websites that create, you know, loop packs and sample packs. And the thing that, you know, people have to be careful about is, you know, everyone using the same loops.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it's forcing us to be more creative. Yeah. So, you know, you don't want to sound like somebody else because they might have that same exact loop. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So that's a little thing to think about.
Yeah. And do you think, because now we're sampling from the 90s, is pretty much we're just waiting for that time period where pretty much things get cleared, you don't have to worry about rights? It's like, what is it, like 30 years or something like that, and they get released?
I forget exactly what it is, but you know, you have like different websites nowadays, like such as Tracklib, where you can get things cleared. You know, I've done a lot of videos with those guys, and you know, the Library of Congress actually there's a website called Citizen DJ, where you have all these samples and they're up for grabs. You can do anything with it. Yeah. Royalty free.
Yep.
So there's technology that you can use, and you know, you can be covered.
Yeah, you know? I just started to dive into Tracklib, and it's pretty dope. You know, that you don't have to go through the hassle just to, you know, find a sample that you want to chop up, and there's a huge library of stuff like that. So I've recently just been trying to implement that, you know, because it's just, the world is your oyster with Tracklib. It's insane.
Yes, it is totally, and the samples are ridiculous, man. Oh my god, ridiculous! You just go and explore, man. Yeah, just have fun.
So, do you have any advice for up and coming producers trying to make placements or monetize their beats?
Okay, so when it comes to trying to monetize your beats and trying to chase placements, here's what I would say. You know, concentrate on building your audience. You know, try to build a following. Don't even worry about trying to chase, you know, placements and trying to monetize everything. A lot of cats, you know, the problem is people see all these big time producers or people that quote unquote made it, and they don't realize the work that it took to get there. You know, that's a thing we have to kind of throw that out. You know, people need to see the work, and you don't really see the work enough. Yeah. So here's my thing: build an audience, and how you do that is you're going to have to create value for people to notice you. Like, okay, oh man, I like what he's doing. You know, show what you did, you know, because nine times out of 10, someone wants to know how you did what you did. And can you do another one? You know what I'm saying? So when you create value, you're having more people come after you, man. And then people will like want more of what you do. You know what I'm saying? So you're creating value. So just build your audience, and then, you know, you will get more attention that way. And then you'll be able to monetize and do all the other stuff.
Yeah. So when you say like bring value, you don't mean just like dropping beats on social media.
No,
you mean
no,
like being
no.
personable, kind of like showing people your personality and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Creating relationships, things of that nature. Don't just go like try to think about what you can do for someone else, not what you can gain out of them. You know what I'm saying? Because then people, it's like a mutual thing. Like if I'm doing something for you, you're going to want to do something for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to think about those relationships rather than I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to get this, because things will come. You know what I'm saying? Over time, just got to be patient.
I agree. I completely agree. So, I mean, how long have you been doing this, by the way?
Doing music or
like making content, you know?
Oh, content,
putting
man.
Stuff out there.
Boy, I'm about to feel old right now, but I've been doing it for over 10 years now, man. You know,
wow.
I've known cats come up to me and be like, man, I've been watching you since I was a kid. I'm like, Jesus. Man, I remember when I was in middle school, I'm like, oh God, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been doing this for a minute, man. I've been doing it for over a decade now. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because my dad, he watches a lot of your videos as well. He's part of the reason why I started to watch some of your content as well. And there was one question that he wanted me to ask you. He's like, okay, when are you going to change that intro?
You know, I would say the number one question that I get is like the music intro. Like, where can I hear that? Is that a full beat? No, it is not a full beat. It is just a YouTube intro that I made that was meant to be 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
Now, eventually I might, release it as a full beat, but I would have to go back because, I've done that beat like years ago, man.
Years ago.
Yeah. And so it's like, you ever listen to the Steve Harvey morning show, man, the radio show? He's had that same intro since 2000, I believe. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's part of the show. So I feel like that's just my thing, man. I might change the intro. I don't know.
Yeah.
And actually the intro that is right now is actually the second. As far as the music, the beat is actually my second beat because I actually had another beat and then I changed it probably like 3 or 4 years after. I can't remember when, but then I kept what I have now, man. So
yeah, he wanted me to ask because he thought it was funny. But,
that's a good question though.
Man, so how do you stay in? I mean, like that was 10 years, man.
Yeah.
And I'm sure other artists and producers could definitely pull from this inspiration. How do you stay inspired to continue to make content and to continue to make beats? Because myself, after like 3 weeks of just making beats, I'm just like, all right, I need to take a break. You know what I mean? But I get on there and I'm like, shoot, there's like some fresh ideas is coming to the table. How do you stay motivated and inspired?
From listening, man. I keep my ears open, and if I hear something that like really moves me, that inspires me to make a beat. I'm like, oh man. Or even if I'm not listening to something, I could just see something. I could just be out and about and just walking in the park and just a feeling I get, just enjoying life, nature, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a feeling, it's a mood, and I will get inspired. Another thing that inspires me are, cats asking me questions or just complimenting me. That makes me want to keep going and keep going and keep going because I feel like I have something to share. I have something to give.
Yeah.
So it's just that's what motivates me the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty dope. And that's 10 years.
Man.
We got
crazy.
cats in the game like Russ, who's been, I'm not sure if you know anything about Russ, but he's been making music for 10 years before he even got noticed. So it really does take a certain type of person to stay motivated for that long. You know what I mean?
And another thing is I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
it's
good,
like a lot of cats, everyone has their own journey. So my journey might not be your journey. Someone, that's why some cats can blow up in a year.
Yeah.
You know, that's just their journey. Don't hate. That's just their journey.
Yeah.
So, just be patient, and what's going to happen for you is going to happen one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
Well said.
So just everyone has their own journey, their own road. So just keep doing you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And like, you got to be ready. I mean, if you love the craft and, if it takes you 10 years, then you mentally prepare yourself for that. But like you said, it could happen overnight. Who knows? You know what I mean? So what was one thing you were glad or thankful for that you did earlier in your career that is paying off now?
I was glad that I took a cautious effort to not give up, but stay consistent no matter what. I had that mentality from day one. Once I decided to do a YouTube channel, I was like, man, don't quit. You got to keep doing it. Keep going and keep. Now, when I first started, I was only doing like maybe one video a month. So I was very, very, very slow.
Yeah.
But as time progressed and as I learned, I got better. And so then that made me more consistent. But at the same time, I knew that I wasn't going to quit, because I knew that it was going to take time. I knew from day one I was going to be running a marathon and not a sprint.
Yeah.
So knowing that early helped me tremendously.
Yeah. So like, what's your story? Did you, because I'm sure you're probably monetizing now. So did you work full time and pursue your YouTube channel at the same time?
Yeah, I was. Okay. So I was working a full-time job, man. And I would say, and I've done a ton of jobs, man. But I would say back in 2016, 2017 is when I quit my day job.
Okay.
And then I made it to the point. Okay, so what I did was I saved some money because I knew I wanted to quit. I was like, man, this job is taking too much time from what I really want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I saved some money. Okay, I was smart. It's like I'm not stupid. I ain't just gonna quit and then just be broke.
Yeah. Nope.
So you got to have a plan. So I made me a plan. I wanted to make enough money where I could survive for 6 months without a job.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once I did that, I like, bye y'all. I quit. Yeah, I put my 2 weeks in and that was it. Right.
Yep.
And ever since then, man, I just went full throttle, man, and have not looked back since.
Wow.
So it's a blessing, man.
Wow. Congrats, man. It does take a lot to do that. I just started making content myself, and I realized, and I'm active duty military, so I know what it's like, just starting off, and I'm seeing the fruits of my labor slowly, but just to stay motivated and to overcome doubt, it's a lot. So, do you have any favorite underground artists or producers that you are checking out or listening to?
Right now, I would say like my favorite artists. I like artists that are musicians / beat makers, so they can actually play instruments, because to me that's just a whole nother vibe than just someone who just samples. I'm really digging Alpha Mist. Alpha Mist, yeah, he's a Canadian. No, I'm sorry, not Canadian. He's from the UK. Okay, UK producer, man. Oh man, just really, really dope. He reminds you of almost like a Kiefer. You familiar with Kiefer?
No.
He's another pianist. Okay. Hip hop. He's with I believe with Stone's Throw Records.
Okay.
So that's the same label as Madlib.
Yeah.
So yeah, that type of vibe. So I'm really digging. And as far as other producers, underground producers, man, a lot of my peers, man, cats that I personally know, especially, shout out to the Controllerize fam, Stolen Drums and all those guys, man. Shout out to all those guys, man. I look up to those guys, man, and peers that I actually know.
Yeah.
I get inspired from listening to those guys. So they help push me, and we all push each other. So that's pretty dope.
I see that you did uh, I forget what you when you go to the record store, you pick out a record and you see what you can do as far as flipping it with with
yeah. You
Twami.
talking about rhythm roulette?
Rhythm roulette, yeah. That you did like the unofficial version of that with
Yeah,
Twami.
yeah.
That was very interesting. And
DiBiase, that's another one. Yeah, shout out to DiBiase, man.
yeah,
Twami, yeah, those guys, man, they really inspire me. It's so many, man. I'll be here all day naming folks, man, for real.
So cool, man. Before I go check out your song Synth Bump, I just got one final question: is what's next for Jfilt?
What's next for Jfilt? More content, man. Just more value. Just pushing out as much as I possibly can. I am currently working on more ebooks, actually, to be converted from ebooks to paperback books now. So, like, you know, a lot of my ebooks you can get online, but I wanted to convert them to like actual paperback, something that you can touch, something tangible, you know. So I've been getting a lot of requests for that. So I'm in the process of doing that and converting all my ebooks. And what else? More music, more courses, and, you know, more videos. That's pretty much it.
More sample packs, because, you know,
yes,
I
definitely more sample packs.
Check those out.
I'm glad you said that. I'm working on a new sample pack, and actually, as tomorrow, which would be April 30th, I'm dropping a new single. So yeah, check me out on Spotify and all that good stuff.
Cool. Can you tell us a little bit about this single?
Yes, the single is called Rise and Shine, and it's like a lo-fi type beat, you know, chill, relax, put your feet up, drink some coffee, whatever, you know, one of those just chill vibes, man. So, you know, looking forward to, you know, seeing what people think about it. I'm gonna drop a video on YouTube and all that good stuff.
Cool, man. Sounds like a plan. Jfilt, it was a pleasure to have you on my show tonight. It was a good interview. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. And thanks so much for having me.
Of course. I'm gonna go check out your beat. Have a good night.
Cool. All right, peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jfilt. I've been a fan of that dude for quite a while. It was a blessing to have him on the show. He's got some good knowledge, and he's giving free game. You know what I mean? If you're just starting to pursue your music career, whether it be as a producer or even as an artist, there's some elements that he's putting out there. You know, like he would show us techniques of other producers that are well known, and he does a dang good job at it. So I recommend you guys go check out his content if you have not already. But other than that, let's listen to this track, Synth Pump. Let's do it. Right off the bat, I really do enjoy the fact that Jfilt does what he wants with his music, um, and that's just it. You know what I mean? Just to go out and actually experience someone who is seemingly not pressured by the outside world or the music industry to create a specific sound. You know what I mean? And this is, I'm not really throwing shade out there, but I really do appreciate what he's got going on. And he's got the groove. Like he really has the groove. You know what I mean? And it's very interesting to hear just the drum pockets and the random stuff that he's doing. And he's an MPC head, and I'm an MPC head myself. I have an MPC live. I've been making beats here for 3 or 4 years, and I've drew some inspiration from him. So there you guys have it. That was Jfilt. Make sure you go check him out. He's got some new music coming out. He's got some sample packs. He's giving out free game. Hey, you guys go check him out. But until next time, peace.